You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. As Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. Kristen Clarke, Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law. She joins us right now. Kristen, y'all have been battling in the courts with these crazy Trump people. They have been losing case after case after case. I mean, he's now lost Pennsylvania at least half a dozen times, same with Michigan. And so now this last-ditch effort with the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, even they said, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, so 36 cases to date brought by President Trump or his allies, and they've failed in virtually every single one. One or two cases may have resulted in the discounting of a couple hundred ballots, but this game is just about over. Here's what's happened. The GSA is providing transition support to the administration. Here's what's happening. Michigan has, the State Board of Canvassers has now certified the election results. We prevailed in Pennsylvania over the weekend, and they're making a desperate attempt by asking the Third Circuit, the appellate court, to block certification of results in Pennsylvania, which I think is highly unlikely given how poorly this case was pled and handled. No evidence whatsoever to support the relief that President Trump was seeking here, which was the rejection of millions of ballots. And, it's interesting. I just got, Roland, a few minutes ago, a copy of the temporary restraining order. They're moving for emergency relief from the Third Circuit. Giuliani doesn't appear on the papers. President Trump literally put forth his lawyer, Rudolph Giuliani, in court last week, parading around and making arguments for the first time in a courtroom for decades, and his name doesn't show up on the pleading offered this evening. It's been a sham from the beginning, and I do think that the door is closing in, and we're moving closer and closer to the point of putting the nail on the coffin of this fiasco.
Well, and the things, Christian, that's a trip here is when you look at the nonsense that they're involved in, they won't go to court and lie. So they lie in news conferences because they know exactly what's going to happen in court when they lie before a judge.
Exactly. I mean, the judge in Pennsylvania is a Federalist Society member, right? I just want to underscore that. This case was so ridiculous. No evidence, no proof, no evidence, and asking a federal judge to reject and disenfranchise millions of voters across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. When the ink is dry, I think that the history books will show that President Trump is our nation's first president, most certainly in modern time, but maybe ever. But this is the first president to literally use the White House to launch a mass disenfranchisement scheme after an election. I can't think of another president in our nation's history who has taken such an extraordinary effort to disenfranchise not just Americans, but Black Americans and voters of color in particular.
So what's the next legal front? So, I mean, look, these idiots probably be so stupid, they'll try to go to the Supreme Court.
They will. I think that this is a move of desperation. I think any further legal maneuvering by President Trump and his lawyers, whoever those lawyers are at any given point of the day, will fail. I think any continued effort to ask a court to disenfranchise millions of Americans is a sign of desperation. And I do think that the dust is settling here and that very soon we'll be moving forward and doing just what you say. Giving them hell and really doing the hard work to restore and rebuild a country that has just been decimated over the past 4 years by an administration that has rolled back civil rights and suppressed voting rights at every turn. We've got a lot of hard work to do in the road ahead.
Well, y'all have been certainly on the front lines battling this in the courts. Let folks know how they can help the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law continue to do their work.
I appreciate that, Roland. Yeah, we've gotten involved in at least 10 of the 36 cases that have been filed, and we're doing this to stand up for Black voters. And you can support our cause by visiting our website, www.lawyerscommittee.org. And Roland, we are here to make sure that people have the support they need to vote in those Georgia runoff elections and other runoff elections happening in Louisiana and elsewhere. You can call 866-OUR-VOTE, 866-OUR-VOTE to get help that you need to make sure your voice is heard in these important runoff elections that are happening as well.
Absolutely. All right, Kristen Clarke, Laws Committee for Civil Rights Under Law. We certainly appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for having me.
All right, folks. So back to that Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just
It's time to be smart. When we control our institutions, we win. This is the most important news show on television of any racial background. Y'all put $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30 on this and keep this going. What you've done, Roland, since this crisis came out in full bloom. Anybody watching this, tell your friends. Go back and look at the last 2 weeks, especially of Roland Martin Unfiltered. I mean, hell, go back and look at the last 2 days. You've had sitting United States senators today, Klobuchar and Harris. Whatever you have, you can bring to Roland Martin Unfiltered to support it. Please do, because this information may literally save your life.
Watch Roland Martin Unfiltered daily at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, or Periscope, or go to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered Daily Digital Show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.